back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids about it. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue, loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rapping slang. Lost in parables, the scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha.
Oh, your phone's on mute too, all right? Or vibrate, whichever one. All right, you good to go, Bukwa? Let's go. Yabashin Shabrakatham, Yashin Matam, Bashim Yashai, to all the brothers and the sisters. Wednesday night, DC scripture breakdown class. Ask all your questions. We're going to try to get them answered tonight. Tonight, we're also going to go into the 70-year anniversary of Brown versus Border Education, which is one of 3 landmark cases that changed the face of America, all really directly impacted Black America. And also a breakdown on that movie, The Kingdom of the Apes, right? Movie was trash, but it's good to unpack. It's good to unpack. Let me say it's not what I expected, but it's good to unpack in terms of this the oppressor. And it's really strange to put stuff and stuff like that in there. So, of course, if anybody have any questions, let me know if any questions online. If not, we're going to get into it a little bit, all right? Any questions in the room? Any questions online? Just raise your hand if any, all right? Nothing yet? No sweat. We could start with that so-called Kingdom of the Apes, right? So, of course, the movie, everybody know Planet of the Apes. What, 70s maybe? The original one was about 70s. Right, where it's damn near like they're going back to that one. And this is the apes is ruling now. They ain't running from nobody. The apes is in charge. They ain't met a talking human in years, right? They're definitely looking at the UPK because, of course, we always say there's going to come a time when to see an oppressor, you're going to have to go in a museum and you're going to see them like that in the pose. And there's a whole scene in there where they're in an airport, an old abandoned airport, and the monkey can't believe that white people used to do anything, and there's a picture on the wall, and he looking at them like something is wrong. Like, this is not normal. He can't even believe. The other one had to tell him, yeah, at one time they was running everything. And then he looking, just like what the Bible said. So I just want to pull them. I'm going to pull a few of them precepts as they go in, as I comment on it. But Quash also too, if you could just put little pictures up of the, not scenes, but if you could get scenes of it, that would be to all right. So that first part I'm referring to is in what? Where is that? Who knows? It's definitely in the Bible. So what do you think?
Is it when it said, is this the man?
That's it. That's what I want. Isaiah 14. Let's get that real quick, all right? Isaiah 14. All right, it's definitely something down here. It's like they're going through a whole evolutionary thing and trying to start it over, I guess, for the younger generation. Who knows? I'm not sure what the real motive is. It's definitely a whole other story they're coming with now, or the original story, just told in a more modern fashion with all the knowledge people have now, right? It could be that's the angle they're going with. So let's get Isaiah 14. Well, one book 20. All right. Give me Isaiah 14. Start at 12. All right, you can let the young brother here read. All right.
Isaiah 14, verse 12.
Go ahead.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Which didst weaken the nations?
Right. So this is a question that Isaiah is asking. Right? How art thou fallen? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Right? That was old song Benjamin said, "O Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth." Right? Christians read this and think what? What do Christians think about this one when they read it? Read it one more time.
Isaiah 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Which didst weaken the nations?
Right? What do Christians think? Go ahead.
They think that that Lucifer was an angel and he was cast out of heaven, up in heaven, and he was cast down into hell.
That's where Christians get this from. That that dogma how they say Satan was or Lucifer was one of God's angels, and there was what they say there was mutiny in heaven, or there was a rise, like there was a coup in heaven. Satan tried to take over, and then the Lord cast him out. This is the scripture they use to say the Lord cast him out, even though it doesn't say none of that there, right? It says he's fallen. How art thou fallen? Just like how we talk today. Give me a music artist or an actor who you knew famous a few years ago, and now they not that famous.
Delonte West.
All right, and people not knowing his issues would say what? He fell off. You get the point? They would say, "Man, what happened to you? You fell off." It's the same premise in terms of how they say, "How art thou fallen?" Because he done fell off from where he was. You get the point? From where he was, he's not that anymore. He done fell off. Right? Read it again from top 12.
Isaiah 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
All right, stop right there. Son of the morning, exclamation mark. Because he's saying it, because this is not talking about an angel who was in the fourth dimension with the Most High and the rest of the angels. This is not talking about that. That angel, Satan, is doing his job. He worked for the Lord. This here is talking about our oppressor, the so-called white man. That's who this is talking about, right? And in Isaiah, it's saying, how art thou fallen, O Lucifer? How art thou fallen from heaven? What do you know about heaven? What do you understand about heaven? Anybody? Go ahead.
Heaven is where I want to be. Salakia.
God damn, I thought we was already there. Oh, shit. I'm delusional, Bukwash. I thought we was already there. Hell, you didn't see this Passover? It wasn't there? Hell, that was heaven now. Come on. What do you know about heaven?
It's like what the world knows about heaven.
What do you know?
That you would be in power. Your people will be in power. You wouldn't have to answer to anybody but your people. Everybody else is under you.
Okay. So with that said, would you say there are people living in heaven now?
Kind.
Okay, so now asking the question again. What do you know about heaven?
We're in the oppressor's heaven right now because no one can stop them from doing whatever it is they want to do.
So say it a different way. They are in heaven.
Kind. They are in heaven. We are in hell.
So heaven and hell is what?
Is a condition.
Is a condition. That's what you know about heaven. It's a condition. It's a state of being. It's a condition. It's a state of being. It's not a place in the sky. It's not a place on the ground. So here where it says heaven, Lucifer, how art thou fallen from heaven? How are you fell off from that condition that you're in? That place of being that you're in. It's not talking about an angel being cast out to the fourth dimension. This is talking about there's somebody who is in a heavenly state and is no longer in that heavenly state. You understand?
Kind.
Read it one more time from the top. You don't need to quote where it is. Just read it.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
No, read from the top.
Salakia, sir. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Right. So whoever this man is, he is now cut down to the ground. He's brought down low. That's what it means, cut down to the ground. He was on high. He was sitting up in power, in position, in a status. Now he's brought down low. He's cut down to the ground. He's brought low. And when this man was high, he did weaken the nation. He weakened the nations, right? And these are clues as to who this is. They call him Lucifer. What is Lucifer? Lucifer is the name of an actual star, I believe. They named the star Lucifer because of how bright it is, right? Lucifer, I think it has roots. Somebody look it up. It has roots in Latin meaning light or light bearer, or bright and light. Like lucid. And from there you get names like Lucy or Lucia or Lucia or something like that. All those is, I think it comes from the Latin or the Greek for light or bright light or something like that. Anybody find it? Just raise your hand.
They have a TV show about it, which is crazy.
Yeah, this TV show's named about it. All right, you can look up the word. You see there? Go ahead.
It says the origin of Lucifer before 1000, Middle English, Old English, Latin, morning star, literally light bringing,
right?
Equivalent to light.
Equivalent to light. It's literally morning star or like the sun, something bright, right? That's what it really comes from, that Latin for the word for that. So it's telling, this, when it says sun, read that part where it says, O Lucifer.
O Lucifer, son of the morning.
Son of the morning, right? The first thing you see in the morning is the sun. That's how you know it's morning. This particular man, that's the first thing you see everywhere. He is everything, everywhere, and he is always depicted as bright, as light, as good, as the main character, as the protagonist, as he's the one. He's the one, he's the bright morning star. He's the one that rides in after darkness. He's the hero. He's the main thing. He's Lucifer, bringer of light. That's him. He was once up high and he's brought down low. And this man did weaken the nations. These nations are being made weak by only one man. You ask Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Just today, I learned the bombs they drop on them have names. One is called Fat Man, one's called Little Boy. I didn't even know the other that. It's something with the implosion or the explosion, some shit like that. He weakened the nations. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Give me some more. Vietnam. Syria. All them Hamite countries down there. Forget about the Caribbean. South America, Central America, the Native Indians. He weakens the nations. He weakens the nations. Keep going.
How art thou?
Verse 13. No sweat. Take your time.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right, that's him. That's who he is. So, of course, as you're watching the movie, there's certain little cues, of course. I think people in the world, if you're in the world and you'd never heard the truth, the movie would be extremely exciting to you, I guess. It would be like another, continuation or part. But as you're watching it, you could see exactly what it is they're really trying to say. And of course, in this stage, he is done fallen. He's done. They don't even talk. They can't believe these humans is talking. They're done going back to Neanderthal stage. And it's just all the monkeys have a kingdom and separate nations among the monkeys and all of that shit. Right? But in 13, read 13 again.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right? He said, for I had said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. So now this is telling you about Lucifer. He said he'll ascend into heaven. If Lucifer is that angel who was always with the Lord, how could he ascend into heaven? This is a man who was on the earth that decided to do what? Go into the sky. Who is that man? Which man decided to go into the sky?
Esau.
The white man, our oppressor. That's who he is. Well, they want to say the Russians because they won the race, to outer space, and America won the race to the moon. However you want to say it, our oppressor, he decided to go into the sky, into the heavens, right? He'll ascend into the heaven. He said, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. What is he saying?
Is he saying he's going to be the ruler of everything?
What do you mean?
Like he's going to put his throne, which is mean he's showing his power above anything that's out there.
Out where? Out in the heavens?
Kind of kind.
Okay, I'll take that, meaning like he'll exalt his throne above the stars, like out in the sky.
Kind of kind.
I'll take that. That's one way. But of course, the stars are further out. So this, of course, also too, God has stars. Who are the Lord's stars?
You.
No, I'm not the Lord's stars, brother. Don't even put that on me, ass. The 12 tribes of Israel. We the Lord's stars, brother. Because whatever we do, the nations follow. No matter what. There's Hamites in Africa wrapping up foil, trying to wrap like Tupac and 50 Cent. You get the point? There's East Indians doing street ciphers, street battles. and the mannerisms and the way they move, and you could tell they watch hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of rap battles. You get the point? Them Hamites is making weights out of cement and cinder blocks and doing squats and tying a rubber old tie on a board, trying to practice basketball. I seen one the other day trying to play baseball, and he's swinging and he throwing bricks. He said he want to be what's he, the baseball keeper? What's it called? Catcher. He said he want to be a catcher in the MLB, and he have a video where he has the mitt and he's walking, but he's throwing bricks out. He's picking up a brick and throwing it as if to say he training real hard so he could throw to, I guess, throw to a base real powerful. I don't know. But we are the stars of the Lord. We are who the stars are. The Major League Baseball, before integration, nobody cared about white baseball. The black baseball, Negro leagues, was the top thing to watch. It was the most exciting thing to watch. There's books that would tell you even stealing bases came from us. Stealing bases is a normal thing in Major League Baseball today. That was not normal for the oppressor. That's something they didn't see. That and sliding into bases, all that came from the Negro leagues. All that flavor and stuff you see. Forget about NFL and the NBA. Different things you see them. They changed the rules so much because we dominated so much. We just dominated and could jump from wherever and shoot from wherever. And they had to invent rules to help them, because we the stars, no matter how you look at it, we dominate and rule everything, and we become like a star, like something that stands out so much, and the nations recognize it, the nations follow it. So now this man, who is the bright morning star, who weakens the nations, who also decide to go out into the heavens, right? He also sits his throne where? Above the stars of the Lord. Meaning what? He's sitting on top of the Lord's people. And it says it what? After that, what does it say?
In the size of the Lord.
Right? He said in the read the line above.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right? That's what he's doing. He's sitting on top of the congregation. He's sitting on the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, which is what? North America. What's going on?
No, Kagar had a picture of Esau and Edomite literally sitting on a slave woman.
You can find that on the internet out. Let's pull it up. You could find that out. You could definitely find that thing. But shit, in a way, I'd rather it be that than how he have us now. At least we could go stop that shit. This thing here, what we talking about? You know what I mean? Like this, how he has us here. He sits on us in such a way where, okay, with that picture, right? Sitting on that slave woman or boy, or I think it's a little boy. You could look at the picture and you could see what's wrong, right or wrong. You'd be like, get him off. He sits on us now, and when we get angry or we feel the oppression, what do we do? What do we do? Come on, sis. Before that, before begging for him to love us more, there's something else. Or after that, there's something else. Come on, you ought to be with me now. Like that picture, you could see he's doing something to somebody. So if you had to stop it, or if you had to find something wrong, you could point the finger. The oppression he has us under now, he's sitting on top of us. That's oppression. He's pressing us down, sitting all the way on top of us all day long. We get angry about it. We feel the stress and the strain about it. And then what do we do? Anybody? We all don't all rush at once. Come on. Anybody online? No. Did the brothers come on yet? No sweat. Anybody online? No.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead, up.
We turn on each other.
We turn on each other. We don't see a man on a chair sitting on top of us. We turn on each other. We blame each other for everything. It's an election year. What is the average Negro voter saying? Get rid of the illegal immigrants. They're coming to steal our jobs. What jobs? What jobs are coming to steal? What's the job that you doing now that I.S.U.P.K coming and taking that you was going to do, but I.S.U.P.K going to do it? Tell me which one. Are you going to pick them cabbages? You're going to go and shuck the crabs? You're going to, work in the tomato field for nothing? You're going to ride in those scooters around DC and Maryland and do deliveries? That's what you're going to do? There's nothing. You're just blaming somebody because of the oppression that you're feeling. You get the point? Ain't nobody saying get rid of the Chinese and the Japanese and the Vietnamese who over the past 2 years been scamming everybody in DC. Been going up in Silver Spring and getting them old people in them retirement, what do you call them things? Not retirement homes. It's like a little, almost like apartment complex. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a neighborhood, but this is just for retirees. Going up in there and convincing them that America's banks is going to close down, they ain't gonna get their money. But if you could buy gold bars. And these old devils is giving them $200,000, $150,000 to buy these gold bars, and these chinks is gone with the gold bars. Then they caught another set of them out in Virginia doing scams with the like the Target gift cards and the Walmart gift cards. Them illegal immigrants scamming everybody, but nobody calling for them to be deported. But all is Zebulon, I.S.U.P.K, every Latino. Get rid of them, blah, 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 because we'll turn on each other because of the oppression that he's doing to us. Get the point? You found the picture? La, no sweat. Keep reading.
Isaiah 14, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I will be like.
We ain't got to explain that. He'll ascend above the heights of the clouds, right? He's been fascinated with flight for the longest, because he really wants to be the Lord. He wants to be in charge. He wants to be the Lord, and he cannot be brought low. He's like a spoiled child. Always have to be number one. Always have to be in charge. Always have to have the spotlight. That's the oppressor. The oppressor is that he cannot take a L. You know what I mean? I'm sure you all have heard of the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones, and when they have a bad day, hearing that an Edomite blew his brains out is not uncommon, because he done lose money on the stock market. Right? A few years ago, one of them took the plane and flew it into one of them stock buildings. He have a private plane, not a private jet. One of them, the prop one in the front, the old Popeye plane. And he took that and flew it into the building because he lose money on the thing. Half of us don't even have a private biker. You gotta go get one of them Bolt bike with the app. This nigga have a private plane, and all he could do is fly it into a building. Brother, I'll be having camp from the sky. I'll get some big speakers. Give me a private plane. You see what the hell I do. Go ahead.
Sir, I was slaving overseas, and it was this Edomite that was heavy into the stock market and lost about 200 grand. And he went and tried to sell secrets to the Chinese and to get at least try and recoup some of his money back. But when he tried to sell the secrets, the Chinese thought that it was the Americans, trying to like play them. So they went to the US government saying, hey, this dude's trying to sell his secrets. And that's how he got caught.
See?
But and then
he ain't going in that food stamp line. He ain't trying to get no social services or nothing. He ain't doing none of that shit. He rather die. Like that's him. He has to be that thing. Right? Keep reading.
I will be like the Most High.
You understand? That's him. So Christians read all this and think there's a man in heaven with the Lord or an angel, and he's imagining to overthrow the Lord because that's how the church works, right? The preacher who's in the church now, he's good until some young deacon come up and tired of him. And he decides to overthrow, and he becomes the bright morning star. He becomes the young hotshot, and the church is split. Nah, he's the one, and then the old school ones is staying the traditional one, and that's how the church really evolves. And he either kicks out the old preacher or goes leaves and makes his old church and takes half the damn congregation. The Lord doesn't work like that. There's no dissension in the ranks in the Most High's army. There's no dissension of ranks. You could find that in Joel. There's Matthew 6, as is let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Right? The prayers, that's what Christ was praying for, that we could have order down here in the Lord's will, like how it is there. There's no dissension, right? But that's who this man is. He wants to be the Most High. He wants to be in charge, right? And that's the trope of the whole goddamn movie. And for the life of me, I mean, goddamn, man. Anyway, I ain't gonna say no more. Keep going now. Keep going.
Isaiah 14, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Right, and that's the prophecy of the oppressor. He's gonna be brought down very low in a hellish state, down to the sides of the pit. Like you on the side, you stuck to the side like you cook some food or some rice. You cook some old school rice and peas down on the bottom of the side of the pot. You just stuck to the bottom there, down to the sides of the pit. Meaning his condition is going to be so hellish. His condition is going to be so hellish. And it's so, okay, these movies are coming out in they're very timely. They're very timely. And you have to remember the Jewish man is in charge of Hollywood. And he really retells the Bible stories in everything. Right? He retells it. That's why the whole Planet of the Apes thing had that whole Moses trope. The whole Moses trope where the first one, he had to go rescue them from, they was in cages, and then he didn't make it into the land. Right? They had the whole, now this one, his name is Noah. They always retell the Bible story somehow. So they just twist it around and, just change around a little bit, but it's really our story. They just retell it. That's all they do. So, of course, in this one, these oppressors, brother, are brought down to the ground. They brought down, listen, the monkeys even in there talking about how they smell. And tell me they ain't listening to UPK. They're talking about, that one smells rancid, something. And you could smell them and blah, 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 almost in reverse. You get the point? Give me verse 16.
Isaiah 14, verse 16.
Because if you could get some pictures you could just type in Planet of Kingdom of the Apes. You must get pictures from the movie or movie scene pictures, and you'll see it. All right. You could pull up some as we breaking it down, just so people know what we're talking about. Go ahead. Isaiah 14, verse 16.
Go ahead. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. That made the world as a Salakia.
Take your time.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Go ahead.
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Right. So that's what it's saying. Like now, as you watching the whole thing, like I said, there's a scene in there. The whole earth is overgrown by this time. It's about 200, 300 years later after wherever they last left off. So everything, the monkeys is fully in charge. Every monkey talking, walking, cooking, taming out other animals, really having dominion, right? Really having full out dominion. And then these white people, of course, they had to stick one Negro in there. One Neanderthal Negro. It looks so out of place. I don't know what the hell. Like the white people fit that look. You see this nigga walk outside a drink from the damn river. He ain't even look like he's supposed to be there. There's a scene, like I'm saying, they're going into an abandoned airport. There's a big mural on the wall with this white man holding this little white girl hand. And the young monkey is looking at them like, what the hell is this shit? When was this? The other one has to tell him, yes, one time they was talking and walking and doing things. And he is doing exactly what the scripture is saying right here. Now, of course, I'm not saying this movie is Bible and stuff like that. I'm just showing you how they represent certain things. That's really our story and just telling it back like that. All right? Give me verse 16. You have some chapter. Verse 16 again.
They that see thee shall narrowly.
Don't mute your mics, all right? Mute your mics. Give me verse 16 now.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Right? Is this the who?
The man.
Is this the who?
That man.
Did it say the angel?
La.
Did it say the, you know, the spirit?
La.
It says, is this the man? This Lucifer in verse 12 is talking about a man. Who is that man? The white man. That's who it's talking about. Joe Biden, Trump, all the Bushes, Reagan, Kennedy, Caesar, all of them, Putin, all it's talking about the white man. You get the point?
Come on.
So it's saying, they that see thee in this day when he's brought low, they that see thee will narrowly look upon thee. Now, what does narrowly look upon mean? What does narrowly look upon?
It means to like kind of like look side eye and kind of squint. Like,
yeah,
am I seeing
like
what I'm
this is a
really?
wide shot. Like wide awake. Just think like when you wide awake, your eyes is fully open. When you narrowly looking, you like something with us, we think that make you see better. Like you trying to focus on something, you start doing this thing here. Like you're gonna see better. Nigga, open your eyes, but we do this here. What? Like the squint is narrowly looking. It's something cultural. You get the point? That's only us. Brother, the monkey did the shit out. The monkey stuff and narrowly look upon thee and ask, is this the man that made the earth shake? Like how in the hell he could make this earth shake? This thing here, who walking around and like a vagabond, like a Neanderthal, like a caveman, him who can't talk. You mean to tell me he was running shit? A time is coming for that. A time is definitely coming for that. Like I said, Hollywood is very timely with what they're doing. I have no doubt they're definitely plugged into Command Journey Han and everything the UPK been doing for years. Because to me, it's no coincidence that Bob Marley movie came out. Like, there's no reason to make a Bob Marley movie. What's the reason? Is there some new reggae push we talking about? Reggae is dead. Reggae is dead. What's the latest reggae singer? Anybody knows? 2024, 23, 22. Who's the reggae? Name one reggae singer. One. Reggae is dead. Why make a movie about Bob Marley? Get the point? And I'm not trying to disrespect reggae. I'm just saying the music is damn near outdated. It's like saying making a movie about swing music. You get the point? The music is gone. It's not there anymore. It's evolved. It's gone somewhere else now. Reggae is not alive like that anymore. Why make a movie about Bob Marley and address the whole white father thing? Because the UPK been bringing that out. That's the only people who ever talk about Bob Marley's father. And they definitely addressed it in the damn movie. They brought the shit out and they made the lead actor. Guess what? He's not even a Benjamin. He's a white man just like Bob Marley. His father is a devil. That Ben Yadir or Ben Adir or whatever the hell he is, that's a devil. They do the same thing back. Other movies, even the Civil War thing, kind of reflecting getting white people into a certain point. So this whole Kingdom of the Apes is probably into that same trope, trying to talk to the oppressor who think he's losing his land, because that's the whole driving force behind it, where these oppressors is trying to build their society back and it's saying they'll not live under monkeys. That's what they're saying. We're not living under no monkey. Right. They're trying to get their society back. That's what the whole damn movie is about. So that's what you will see. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness? That's him. This oppressor has made this world an absolute wilderness. It's total wilderness right now. They're talking about what? You need to reduce the population because it's, population growing too fast and natural resources. What the hell are we talking about? How much of America is actually inhabited? What's the percentage of America that's actually, you could probably look it up. I'm sure they have it. But is America 100% occupied or even 50% occupied? What are we talking about, global population control or trying to reduce the footprint and not the resources is not enough and nonsense. He'll make the world a wilderness for him. He'll poison the waterways so he has more to drink and you have less. Go ahead.
47% remains unoccupied.
47% is unoccupied. What are we talking about that we're losing the country? You have 47% of the country still that nobody's there. What country you're losing? What resources you're losing? He's really is concerned about him. He wants to be that morning star, and all the resources he wants it all. So he has to put you in the ground to get it. You get the point? Made the world a wilderness and destroyed cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners. That's another thing Lucifer is famous for. Never letting us go. No matter what. He would never ever let us go. He would never say, black people are the real Jews. That land is your land. White man is not the Jew. Y'all go ahead and leave America. Here's $100 billion. Go start the country. He'll never let us go. He'll never open the house of his prisoners. It's different from the jail cells. Or his prisoners are us. His prisoners are the Latinos. His prisoners are the Native Indians. He will never open the houses of the prisoners. That's Lucifer. That's who he is. Nobody should ever forget. Because did somebody have a question on there or something?
There is a question. Salakia. Officer Yakawam says, Salakia Adawan, is Psalms 48:2 relevant as far as the side of the north?
Let me hear it.
This is Psalm chapter 48, verse 2. Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole world is
Psalms 48, you say, right?
All right, go ahead.
Go
Psalms 48:1. A song and psalm for the sons of Korah. Mm-hmm. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised in the cities of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion. On the sides of the north, the city is the city of the great king.
And he's asking if this is good for which part?
Is this relevant for the side of the north when it was talking about when he was talking about the
no. Mm-mm. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, but I could definitely ask. I don't think so. I've never heard this being used. I don't have that in the notes either. I could definitely ask it. I think this is different, a different reference, right? But this size of the north here, where's the other one? Jeremiah 16. What's Jeremiah 16 and 16 say?
Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they will hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Verse 17.
No, try 14.
Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Mm-hmm. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, right, and from all the lands whither he had driven them.
Right. That's more what he wants for this year. Where, like right now, the Lord's greatest achievement. No, let me don't say that. Right now, the greatest destruction the Lord did that we know of is destroying Egypt. Right? Not his greatest achievement. The greatest destruction he did, that he has a reputation for till we celebrate till this day every year, the Passover, is how he destroyed Egypt. That's his reputation. What he did to Egypt, the nations were scared about it. They didn't even want to let us pass through because they thought when they saw us coming, that the Lord was going to destroy them, and they didn't want to give us no passage through their land. That's how bad it was what he did to Egypt. He said, Jeremiah is saying a day is coming where that's going to be a small thing. Like he ain't going to even be remembered for what he did to Egypt. He's going to be remembered for bringing us up out of the north, out of the sides of the north and all the lands where he driven us to, which of course is talking about the destruction of America by the Lord's hand and everywhere else. And he's going to gather his people from everywhere. So that would go with this one here, with from the sides of the north. The Psalms one, I think that's a different reference with the Mount Zion. All right. Anything else on them?
That's all, sir.
All right.
Oh, wait, Slakia. Paul M says, will that condition apply to all heathens or just Esau?
Well, let's look at it today. We in hell, right?
Okay.
Are all heathens living in hell? Break it down.
Well, even though all heathens may not be on the same level as Esau, all of them are above us. All of them can call the police and come get us.
Mm-hmm. So then there's different degrees, there's different levels of it, right? Give me the apocrypha, first Ezra or second Ezra book. I think it's second Ezra 6.
6 and 54.
The hand, not 54, before that. 6 and 7. Yeah, start at 7.
Okay. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times?
Mm-hmm.
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right, so the whole first Ezra and second Ezra. Ezra is the Israelite, and this is like an ongoing conversation with an angel of the Lord. He's asking the angel questions, and Ezra is, the young brother had some zeal, but he ain't got no discipline. And he is giving the angel back talk and asking him why and this and why that. The angel telling him there's a time coming. He starts off asking the angel why so much, why are we suffering so much, why are we doing this so much. The angel tells him there's a time coming where it's going to change. So Ezra is asking, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Meaning, what shall be the parting asunder, meaning the end, or where it ends, where one stops and one starts. Say, what shall be this? What shall be the parting asunder of the times? And then the beginning of what comes to follow, because the angel is telling him something is coming in the future. He want to know when that is. And that's everybody. Everybody want to know when this thing going to end.
Right.
When it's going to end. When is our time. When it's going to be our time to rule. That's every single person. Right? Keep going.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right? So from what you understand with Jacob and Esau being born, Esau was born first. He was the firstborn. He came out first. Jacob was holding his heel coming out, because remember, they were fighting in the womb. Right? Esau came out first. Jacob came out after. Keep going.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Say it again.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. Right? Not the end of planet Earth. But when you see him ruling, time is coming to an end. And he's in his full rulership now. There's no challenging him. It's not like the Roman Empire where they was facing so many challenges. They eventually fell due to the challenges. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be like that. He's ruling now. This is his time, and that's that. The only person who will stop him is the Lord. Esau is the end of the world. Go ahead.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that for the world to come, Jacob is the one starting that world. Esau is ending the world. Jacob is the one to start the new beginning. Esau is at the end. Esau is the closing of the movie. You watch a movie today, run about 1 hour 45, you already know. In about 5 minutes, it's over. Mm-hmm. That's Esau. That's Esau right there. Jacob is the beginning. It's the beginning of the movie, the credits. he's starting it over, starting another world, starting it fresh. Now we're going into the hand on the heel. They were at war in the womb, fighting each other. Esau came out first. Jacob held his hand, right? Held his heel. Keep going.
Verse 10, verse 10. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra asked thou not.
Right. So now, as the angel answered him, he tell him what it is. He said, Esau is the end, Jacob is the beginning, and the hand of man is between. That's what betwixt means. Between the hand and the heel. Between the hand of Jacob and the heel of Esau. So it's almost like this. Let's say this is Esau's heel. This is Jacob's hand. This is the hand of man. Who is man? Who's man? Young brother. It's Esau and Jacob. The hand of man. Who is man in this psalm? Now I need you all to focus now, all right? Whatever you're doing, stop. Focus on what I'm saying. All right, don't get lost in nothing else. Let everything stop until the class is over. All right? You'll make sure you're focusing, all right?
Okay.
Jacob's heel, Esau's heel, Jacob's hand. The hand of man is between the hand and the heel. Who's man? Hold on. Let me see you get it. All right, who's man? Remember, it's a whole world we're talking about. This is rulership. Esau is in charge. Esau's rulership is coming to an end. Jacob's rulership is right after. That's why they're fighting. In between that fight is the hand of man. Who's man?
Will man be God?
Mm-mm. So you say the Lord will be in the middle of this fight? So if Esau wins, where is the Lord? Jacob wins, where is the Lord? So who is man? This thing ruling. If Esau is ruling, who is Esau ruling over?
Ruling over us,
Only?
the children of Israel.
Only?
And
Is that Esau's, and that's all he's ruling over?
he's ruling over the world.
So who is man?
Man is the world.
Everybody else.
Everybody else. Come.
That's man. Or mankind. You get the point? Whenever they say this thing like mankind, the hand of man, right? It biblically is Jacob and Esau. Esau is in charge, Jacob's coming after. Everybody else falls in line with whoever is ruling. These nations are some hoes. I'm gonna just tell you all that. They're just some hoes. Whoever in charge, yes sir, boss sir, yes sir, boss sir. It's okay. That's them. That's them. Whoever is in charge. Early 90s, right? They say that was the golden era of rap, right? Meaning it reaches pinnacle in terms of what was being output, not in terms of the quality or anything like that. Meaning this was the world's movement. Videos, the video budgets was crazy in the 90s. Akon came in and was on his knees and begging to be. DJ Khaled used to be begging to be in videos, right? Now who do they beg? The Chinese and the white man. They don't, cater to niggas no more. They don't got what they got from us. You get the point? These nations are some hoes. Whoever in charge, that's who they're gonna follow. So to the brother question, the hand of man is between the heel of Esau and the hand of Jacob. Meaning, this is the scenario. Esau is on top. We are at the bottom. Man is in between. Whichever order these nations fall in, that's it. Whether it's Hamites, East Indians, Arabs, whatever, or it could be upside down. It don't matter. They just here. They on top of us. Esau on top of them. When Christ returns, it's going to flip. we are going to be on top. And however they want to get in line, they could get in line, but they better get in line. Whoever get in line first. Last one in line with the niggas is a mama as a hoe. They're going to run to get in line. Get in line. It don't matter. Just make sure you're ready to serve. So the nations, they're going to be in hell. I can't tell you which level, which floor they're going to be on. I mean, I'm talking metaphorically, of course. They're going to be oppressed, though. I can tell you that. They're absolutely going to be fully oppressed, brother. They're going to be oppressed. It's going to be a little bit different than Esau's oppression, because Esau's oppression is built in sin. Absolutely unlawful and ridiculous. It's not going to be like that, but it's going to be rough.
Right.
I'll tell you that part. It's absolutely going to be bad. So to answer the brother question, the other nations are going to be in hell as well. Because right now, compared to us, they in heaven. Right now, they are in absolute heaven. Get the point? They sit in large. They're living on, fat. You just go look at some videos of Dubai, United Arab Emirates and Qatar, and like, damn, these Arabs is living ridiculous, brother. I mean, good night, huh? Yeah, when I ruled, brother, woo, they're building islands in the sea. Good. I want that engineer. I want him who building them islands in the sea. I got something for him to build, and he better build it right. He better build it right. When I just came into it, I used to love Chinese food, brother. I'm telling you, I'm getting a Chinese man with no legs, and I'm putting them in a tree stump. And he's going to be cooking night and day and night and day, brother. They definitely going to be under pressure. And it's good and righteous because none of them stepped out of line and say, I will not partake in the destruction of the children of Israel. They all imagine the 12 tribes are like a woman in a room being sexually assaulted. And somebody comes into the room and joins in. And another person comes into the room and films. Then another person comes into the room and says, well, since all you all here, anybody want some waters? Then somebody else comes and builds chairs for everybody to sit. And somebody else builds lights. And they all make a whole economy over this assault. Nobody stops it. And nobody walks out the room and say, I'll not be a part of this. That's the nations. They all came here, the Chinese with what's this? They came to build the train lines and all that type of stuff. Right? They all came like that. In the Caribbean, the East Indians came, the Chinese came there too. The Hamites come through. Everybody comes through and thumbs their nose at us and say, why can't you do better? Look at you Black American this, or you lazy this and lazy that, and you Hispanic this. And everybody has something horrible to say about us, even though we're being violated every day. Every day we violated in this place, and they don't care. When Christ returns, don't say a goddamn thing. Keep the same energy. Keep it. Just fall in line, though. Fall in line. Fall in line. You'll see how we treat each other. We're going to need a place for that anger when Christ comes. When Christ comes, all that pent up energy, we're going to need to do something with somebody. The way how we treat each other today, Mr. Ethiopian man, Mr. Chinese man, Mr. Whoever else is in our neighborhoods getting rich and fat. And you come outside and you open your deli, or you open your Chinese restaurant, or your cash depot, them cash exchanges too, making a ton of money off of us with high interest rates and cash out fees. And they come out there and you look at us like we dirty and we cockroaches, and you look around as you make money. Brother, when Christ returned, all that black and black crime not going on, going to stop, but that energy going to be there. It's going to be there. It's going to need a place to go. You better get that chin tight. Get that neck strong. Jake Paul, you want to fight old brothers and beat them up and punch them up? I got you. No sweat. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it in. Don't worry about it. When we on top, everybody else is going to be under us. As for who is going to be where, that depends on them. That depends on them. It's all on you. It's how hard you want to work. You know what I mean? Show me why I should put you on top the Africans, Mr. Chinese man. What's so special about you? Mr. African, what's so special about you? Why should you be on top? And meanwhile, our cousin deal with the East Indians. You get the point? They are saying, yeah, we come into this fight, and they don't know that there'll be no winner. So they'll beat each other bloody or sabotage each other, do whatever, and I'll just walk away and get the Chinese, the East Indian the deal. Or get the Japhites the deal or whoever. That's what they do to us, you know. I mean, I ain't saying nothing that, you know, that they ain't do. That's what they do to us. So they gonna find a place, brother. You're gonna be ruling, the brother who asked the question, you're gonna be ruling over all of these nations. All. You're gonna be ruling over them all, and there'll be no end to it. This rulership here lasts forever. All right. Any more bookwash?
Last, sir.
Okay, so of course, now you could go watch the movie if you want to. I don't think it's worth any cinema money. I think that shit should have gone straight to Netflix, to be honest with you. Right? So now you see the parts there, they're in charge. Of course, they call him Noah now. It's like almost as like everything is started over. They found some oppressor who could talk as a woman, of course. So of course, they heart bleed for this woman and they feeding her and all kind of shit. At first, she act like she couldn't talk. Then she tell them she could talk. Go ahead.
And she only talked when she was about to get got.
Oh hell yeah! That's the other thing. She's the one who making them kill each other. That's another thing. I don't know how much people see in the movie if they pick that up. There's this group of them who is, you know, twisted up with the whole thing with Caesar, and they're killing the others. Really, they want to break into these underground bunkers in the clefts of the rock where Esau went once the virus or the world ended, which is in the Bible. This is in the Bible. Give me that in Jeremiah 16 now, what you just read. 16 and 16. Right? That's also in the Bible. I believe also in Isaiah 14. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Give me that one for sure.
The book of Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters.
Right. This is after he done take us out to the sides of the north. After he done take us out to the land of the north, it said we'd be tucked away in the chariots for a little while he destroyed the place. Now after that, while before that, he said, behold, I'll send for many fishers. Now it's fishing season. The season we're in now is fishing, which is why we teach on the street, teach in class, teach in the schools, teach on the radio stations, teach on the TV, teach on the TikTok, teach everywhere, because we're fishing like a man who would go out into the sea and fish and cast a net, put good bait on and fish and try to reel people in. Brothers and sisters, reel them in, get them in on the boat, because the Lord wants his people back. This is fishing season. He said, behold, I will send for many fishers. That's what the UPK is doing under command of YAHANNA. Fishing. You get the point? Fishing. The whole purpose of everything is fishing. That's why we had the Black Party, because we're fishing. We're fishing. And the China money was the bait. It was the bait, and y'all got gut. You'll open your big mouth, and now y'all got gut, and now you're going to understand how to really build a nation. You get the point? It was fishing. Everything we do is to fish. Passover was about fishing. Black Party, fishing. Lamb slaughter, fishing. Everything we doing is to fish the 12 tribes back into the Lord. You get the point? So we're in fishing season now. Read it again.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters.
And after the fishing is over, the Lord gonna send for hunters. After that fishing period is over, the Lord gonna send men out to hunt. Keep going.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain. Go ahead.
And from every hill. And out of the holes of the rocks.
And out of the holes of the rock. Right? You watch the movie. Apparently, when the world was ending, the rich and famous of course, have these underground bunkers, not them little trailers that these devils have in the backyard. I'm talking about huge, like cities down there, underground, with all kind of goods and your food and missiles and all kind of shit, because they're hiding away from what was going on the earth. And of course, there's one of them monkeys find one, and he trying to get in there because he want all the technology from the old world. He want all the technology. He want to rule. He want to be in charge. And this devil is trying to get in there ahead of the monkeys to destroy the shit because she don't want to be under the monkeys. Come to find out, there's a whole chain of these underground holes all over the place. And she, through satellites and stuff, they still able to communicate with each other because really they're trying to launch a comeback. They don't want to be under no monkeys. I'm saying monkeys, but I hope you understand. They don't want to be under nothing browner than them. You get the point? She proceeded to kill, unalive, murder, whatever you want to say, so many of these monkeys for it. It's just so clear. You should never ever co-sign with a devil for nothing. Don't let them do nothing. Nothing. You need a napkin, get it from somebody else. Don't let them into nothing. But of course, the holes in the ground, this is in the Bible. And the hunters, right? Go ahead, Bukwa.
Slacky, just not to give away the movie, but I'm giving away the movie.
I'm giving the hell away. The movie should be listen, I miss the bootleg CD, DVD man. Remember, he used to be riding that train and he walking around that bag, brother. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, she even killed one of the other people that can talk, just so that she can save her people.
Just so that them monkeys could die. They didn't give a damn. She did not give a damn. She wanted to kill everybody. Even in the end, after everything, she come to meet the main monkey. He think it's some kind of peaceful meeting. He walk up to her. She had the 38 behind her back, waiting to kill him. Waiting to kill this damn devil. Listen, this damn monkey. Never trust the white man. That's what we're going to get into that after. But of course, the hunters for the clefts of the rock, what they're showing you there is straight out of the Bible. Just remember, the Jewish man runs entertainment. Everything you see, he's behind it. Y'all think Drake and Kendrick is really fighting? They're sitting down having bar mitzvahs and sipping wine. A white man is behind that shit. What are they fighting for? What's the beef about? Somebody owes somebody drugs? Somebody shoot somebody's cousin? What's the beef about?
Who's the baddest bitch? Slacky.
Nothing. I'm gonna tell you what the beef is about. Hip hop has been on a downward spiral over the past few years. It's not topping charts. Streaming has been low. Who's the number one? Check and see what's the number one song streaming right now today. And then look up what was the number one song streaming a month ago. Because the beef is about what, 3 weeks old? 3 weeks, maybe?
Concert,
yeah. See what's the number one streaming song right now. Anybody else on the phone? You could get it over because somebody else look it up. What was the number one streaming song right now on all of whatever platforms, Spotify and Tidal? I don't even know if Tidal still exists. See what's the number one song, and then let's say a month ago. Let's see what the number one song was a month ago. You have it? Go ahead.
Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
That's the number one now.
Kind.
What was the number one song a month ago? That's the song where he said, "Ho V Ho." I heard the song for the first time a few days ago. Brother posted. I didn't even know that was the song. Nigga was, yeah, he was hard. Right? What was the number one song about a month ago? Which is, I think, before the beef. Is it letting you know?
It's still popping up as Kendrick for some reason.
Maybe go back before that. The beef is probably older than a month.
Slacky, sir.
Go ahead.
Last week it was Taylor Swift and Post Malone. Fortnite.
That's what I thought. I thought Taylor Swift was on top before this whole beef thing started. When Diddy was diddling, Taylor Swift was on top. She was on top of shit. Since the beef, them niggas been up there. This beef is for record sales. This is some white man who does an age-old trick, Tupac, Biggie, East Coast, West Coast, down south, up north, up there. That's what this is. This is record sales. You get the point. This is, well, not record sales, streaming revenue, downloads, and all that, and hits. All the social medias is going crazy now, and there we get your sponsors to come in. This is a revenue generating gimmick, right? Even the gunshot, the shooting outside his house, brother. Drake mother is a small hat. I ain't believing none of that shit. I need to see the bodyguard who got shot. I need security footage of that shit for me to believe it. Now you can believe what the hell you want, but I know the white man is the devil, the Bible speaker. Me and them monkeys in that show, we know the white man is the devil. You can believe what you want. So understanding that these shows and TV shows that come on, now I ain't gonna say and sit down there and look at it like it's the Bible, but you want to understand that he knows a lot more than you think he does. Right? I'm not saying he knows the truth like us, but he definitely knows who the hell we are. He knows he's not the Jew, and he'll go through all sorts of witchcraft to make our people think we're not the Jews, to make him look good and better at it with every single thing he does. Meanwhile, telling the story out in the open. And of course, these Edomites, they get inspired by movies, right? You never forget Birth of a Nation. Remember the original Birth of a Nation? Right? That original Birth of a Nation, it was a silent movie about in the South where runaway slaves would be sexually assaulting these tender, innocent white women. And of course, the Klan, came to the rescue, right? With lynching of these men and being, the justice and the protection for the oppressors. And that did a whole lot for Esau. That did a whole lot for them. So it's, very timely that these things come out, all right? Let's get, who are we at now? Let's get, in the Apocrypha. All right, give me in the Apocrypha, I want Ecclesiasticus 12. All right. Any questions, you'll type them in. We're going to get to them whether they're on topic or not. If we don't get to them, of course, tomorrow, scripture breakdown, you can get them, usually Jeremiah Hyman. You get your questions in. All right, so Ecclesiasticus 12.
Keep going. 6 is my favorite.
Yeah, we're going to get there. I think I'm going to start a little bit on board. No, I think we're starting right there. Now let's start at 10. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. All right. So as this thing go on, the whole damn show is what's up? What's up, Bob?
Slack, I was asking you wanted the book.
Oh no, so he got it with there. Unless you want the book, I think they're about the same size anyway with the Apocrypha.
Okay.
The print, right? So as the movie goes on, they find the damn devil. I think she's the one who was causing them to kill each other all the time because she would go into one monkey camp, leave her smell, then she go to another monkey camp, leave the smell, and they all searching for her. And when they meet up, they're killing each other, thinking the other one is harboring a devil, right? Because devil's not supposed to come in the camps at all. And they're just killing each other, and she causing the whole thing. right? Like the scriptures say, if trouble befall thee, he is right there, right? So now towards the end, she do something, kill a whole ton of monkeys. They realize they should have never listened to her. The king who was trying to get all them monkeys to come together to break into this bunker to get all these weapons so they could rule and hunt down more of these oppressors. They paint him in there like he's down goddamn Idi Amin. You watching the show as a Christian, you want him dead more than the devil. Kill him, all that type of stuff. And in it, the king is telling the main character monkey, who's this young one, he's saying, how could you trust these devils? He ain't saying devils, I'm saying it. I forget what they was calling them in the show. Some name they gave them. How could you trust them? And they speak with such duplicity. That's straight from the native Indians, right? Pale face speak with forked tongue. Duplicity meaning your two-tongue. So how could you trust them? How could you lie? Because he done align himself with this white girl to get in there against the rest of the monkeys and learn the lesson the hard way. She killed all of them and came to kill him in the end. She didn't give a rat's ass about this damn monkey. And he's like, how could you line up with them? Like, these people, you can't trust them. They'll stick with you, and then she'll, when time comes, they're gonna kill you. You can't trust them. You have to keep them at arm's length. You see, how could you line up with her? And they speak with such duplicity. Look at all these people here. You're gonna choose her over them. And he young, he's simple, stupid damn near. Didn't listen to the king, because they're paying the king like he's some old tyrant, of course. And she kills everybody. But of course, biblically, what it's putting out is right. And in the world today, people would look at it like that's extreme. That's, a real extremist type of attitude to have. But that's what the Bible says, though. The Bible says it right here. Give me verse, what Acts 10?
Concept.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Say it again.
Never trust thine
Say
enemy.
it one more time. Nice and loud.
Never trust thine enemy.
What's that first word?
Never.
Sometimes.
Never.
Maybe.
Never.
If they're the last devil on earth, if this is the last blonde hair you ever see,
never trust thine enemy.
That's what it was. The whole show is about never trusting your enemy. Never ever doing it. You cannot trust them at all. You can't get tired of, being an opposing force. That's the best way I could say it. You cannot get tired of being an opposing force. The minute you get tired of being that opposing force, you're going to get ran over. You're going to get ran over. That's just how life is. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, yeah, and during that whole time, that end part, he was just, once they got the door open, he was like, man, just go. Just go. You don't have to be here no more.
Oh yeah, she didn't need them no more.
No, I told the king, the monkey king. He was like, man, just go. Just go.
But he didn't know what the hell was coming. He didn't know what the hell was coming. Again, whatever it is, but from a biblical standpoint, he was more right in how to handle certain things, knowing that these people here, you cannot trust them, and you're going to always have to be in a position to defend yourself. It's almost like he knew in the bunkers they was there. Right now, scripturally, we know what it is. We know they're hiding in these places. The Lord say, I will send for many hunters, and he'll hunt them out of the clefts of the rocks. So now, after the Lord done come and subdue these nations and destroy this earth and turn America into a lake of fire, what will happen is that you're going to have all these super rich oppressors, Bill Gates and, all these billionaires, and they're going to be living in their bunkers. They're going to be living in the caves, tight, 10-foot steel doors. And the Lord probably maybe going to give you an angel to go in there and just rip the door open like a police raid. And the cops come at 3 o'clock in the morning, open up, police. An angel gonna bang on that door, and somebody gonna say shalom in the name of the Most High Living Power. Open up these doors now, and they ain't gonna open it. And you're gonna tell the angel, you handle that for me. You're gonna rip them doors off her, and you will pour into them damn bunkers and march them devils out in chains. That's what's coming. Now, if you like weed more than that, I can't help you. If the weed is so delicious, if the pork is so delicious, then that's on you, brother. I want to lead a raid. That's what I want to do. I want to lead the raid out. Like, oh, they showing them movies. The SWAT commander, he say no, the SWAT truck watching them open, and then he come out and he go in there and he get everybody out and lead them out. I want to lead a raid, brother, and lead these devils out into captivity. I want to know what the hell that feels like. I really want to know what that feels like, brother. To just lead them in chains somewhere. And they all dragging their feet. I don't want to go. I ain't do nothing. Tell it to the judge. I want to feel what that feels like.
Slocky, if I'm most sound crazy, but Lord allow I'm right there with you, sir. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
but
plenty to go around, you know.
cause sir,
Plenty slaves to go around. Go ahead.
but Slocky, if I may the part where you tell the angel, rip down the door, is that more of the when the precept says we would judge angels? Well, we like we're kind of be in charge.
What I think that raid is going to be like. Scripture just says you're going to hunt them out of the clefts of the rocks. So I'm just envisioning that part. I can't say if that's how it's really going to go on. You might just have the doors open.
But is that in the sense of when it says we would like judge angels? Like
that scripture is saying we will have dominion over the angels too. We'll be able to, like how Christ controls the angels, we'll also have dominion over angels. There's brothers who have dominions over the angels right now. It's brothers who have that, that power right now. You know what I mean? Come on, General YAHANNA, all them generals. I told you, I ain't probably not you all, but I told brothers this story before. When I first found the truth out, I could not believe it. I thought there was an angel behind the camp telling the men what to say. I couldn't believe these brothers was just talking on their own and not getting beat to hell up. You understand? You understand? I come from the Caribbean where the rules is different. You can't speak out against a government like that. Something's going to happen to you. You get the point? Something somewhere along the line is going to happen. And brother, I've seen them in DC saying shit they were saying, and I'm like, okay, there's an angel here, and I can't see him. And I keep looking, and I'm looking because I couldn't believe it out. But best believe, that's, the Lord saying, them that are with us are more than who's with them. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to have power over, you're going to have dominion over the earth. You're under Christ in them. Everything else had to yield to you if you yield to him. You get the point? That prayer we pray, the I.S.U.P.K prayer, you asking for spiritual power. The Bible said what is loosed in heaven is loosed on earth, right? The angels are with the Lord. So let's say you're trying to cast out a demon out. The angel is coming down and get that demon out of there. You're right. If you would imagine somebody who is blind in the fourth dimension, what you would see is a demon covering their eyes like this. A demon holding on to them on the back, covering them like that. Somebody who is can't use their legs. What you would see is a demon holding them down in that chair, and the legs just not working. They don't do what they want. There's a demon there, and now you are in charge of that thing. You telling him, you giving him orders, like how Christ told the demon, come out of the man. You understand? You're gonna have that type of power. Go ahead. That was it? No sweat, no sweat. You understand? Go ahead.
B. Isaiah says a no-knock raid.
Oh no, I'm knocking. I want them to be like, listen, I'm gonna have a knock too. I'm gonna have some sort of knock, some sort of horn. I want them pissing and defecating when they hear I'm coming. I want a special horse. And this is just my little vanity now. I want them big Clydesdale horse. Jet black, black eye, black everything, paint the goddamn teeth black. And they will just hear this horse coming at 3 in the morning and wouldn't see nothing. You're looking out, you can't see nothing, but this horse is riding. And brother, when they hear that knock on the door, they're going to hide the babies. They're going to put the children, in mud. Get them a straw to breathe through as I'm walking through. And I'm going to find them. I'm going to find them. I'm going to sell them. I want to know what it feels like. So you built an empire selling us, and then you tell us, don't worry about it. Damn that. Right. Forget that. I wanna rip the baby out. I rip the baby and see the devil collapse from heartbreak on the ground. My baby! And slap that baby over the horse. Gone! And you win that. I'm gone! Gone! You know what I mean? That's what I want. And I come back once a year every on the day I snatch the baby. Until that heifer woke up the damn courage to ask me, how's my baby going? Oh, they're going fine. You want to see it? Can I? How many bushels of cotton you pick every day? About 100? As soon as you do 500 a day, call me. They should never do 500 a day. Because I'll unplant the field. There'll never be 500 cottons or bushels of cotton for her to pick. And she'll lose her mind. Because that's what they did to us. That's what they did to us. You don't know why sisters is having all these mental problems? Is mental trauma being inherited from the days of slavery. And that's scientifically proven. They got some DNA code that's embedded a trauma gene. They call it a trauma gene. I'll look for the video and post it after class. It's called a trauma gene. That's one in us. I want to have my own gene. I want to instill it. It's my own vanity now. It may not happen like this, but I'm trying to tell you, it's good enough for me to say I'm gonna put the wheat down, put the pork down. I ain't gonna celebrate Christmas no more because that's what the hell I want. I want that power. I want at least to be able to have the option to do it. You know, on that day I might have a heart. I might have a heart and be like, Lady Eden might do the baby, or not. All right, let's get back up. Where we at?
Still in verse 10, sir.
10. I read 10 again.
Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Right? Never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. It's like how iron start rusting is a small thing. Now you see it on a car. You chip a car door, something, and over time, within a few months, that should use like, damn, how this thing gets so big. It never stops and it just gets bigger and corrupts everything. That's him. His wickedness is like that. That's why you can't give him no space. The scriptures say, give the devil no room and he'll flee. Because he needs room to do what the hell he want to do. You don't give him space to do it, he'll leave you the hell alone. That's how they operate. Come on.
It's like, if I could, when I was in Esau's military, whenever we had like inspections, we had to inspect the weapons. If there was one speck of rust, you failed the whole inspection.
Damn.
You can be perfect in everything,
but
if it was a speck of rust anywhere on that weapon, you failed the inspection.
They know that rust means something. Esau is that rusted. He's that rust in the earth. He's that virus. He's that cancer. He's that thing that needs to go. Not by my hands, but by the Lord's hands. Right? There's nothing that he don't touch that just doesn't crumble and lose its integrity and just fall apart. Right? That's how his wickedness is, as iron rusted. Just keeps going and corrupting everything. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 11.
Show the picture of the damn devil who talk in the damn movie up there with the monkeys too, please. You know how to zoom in on it with the apple? Please. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Exactly. That's exactly what the damn thing is. I'm trying to tell you, don't waste your time going to watch it. I mean, wait until it gets to the Amazon or whatever else. Or you can go watch it, spend out $10, $20, whatever it is, the movie theater. Read it again from the top.
Thou he humble himself and go crouching.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, just like this Edomite they had in the show. It's a woman, but she was running around barefoot, dirty. Dirty devil. Dirty. Hungry. Monkey said, look at her. She following us for food and throw some apples at her. She come out like an animal. Take it and run back. Though they come crouching and they humble themselves, and then she finally talked to them and said she couldn't trust them. Imagine that. Say, I didn't talk to you because I didn't know if I could trust you. You motherfucker. Though they crouch down and humble, take good heed and beware. Read after that.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been together, been altogether wiped away.
Right? As you look at a looking glass is like a mirror. Imagine you wipe a mirror and now you can see clearly that this is rust. It ain't gone. It ain't wiped away. You can't wipe that away. And that's what happened. And she done played them and, I mean, killed probably thousands of them. Thousands of them in the end. I don't understand how they let this heifer live. But goddamn, it's Hollywood, whatever. But it's for sure a movie you could unpack. The whole series is good to unpack if a brother had time and want to go into it. But this one here is not like the others. It's damn near starting over or going into a different vein. I guarantee you the part 2 of this one or the next installment, they're going to look up and come slaughter them animals because they're all on the ground. They're just waiting. They're all on the ground amassing information and just waiting until, whatever time. Give me verse 12.
Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
That's the Bible. Scripture says, set him not by thee, meaning don't keep this thing close. Don't keep this oppressor close. Don't pull him in the circle. Don't get him, don't make him one official honorary member of nothing. Because he will overthrow you and stand in your place. That's the oppressor. That's him. There's no other way. That's what he will do. And of course, it played out in the damn show later. Go ahead.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
Meaning what? What does that mean? Neither let him sit at thy right hand. What does that mean?
Don't let it be a part of like your military, your strength.
That's what you want, your strength or close enough to learn a whole lot. Remember, your right hand is what you're depending on, you're leading to, your go-to. Don't let him sit at your right hand at all. You sit over there in the corner. Wow. Stay over there. Stay over there. Don't come sit here at all. You can't be this close. Go ahead, you was going to say something? It looked like you was going to say something. Come on.
No, it's just someone who used to come in and just talk crap. He's Calamari Sports says, praise Jesus, the one who died for all races.
All right, Calamari, no sweat. Yeah, man. Good. What color is Jesus? Anyway, right, let's keep going.
Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
And that's what happened, brother. That's exactly what happened. The old tyrant king who they're making him out like he's so crazy and he's so brutal and whatever else. Of course, that's by design. They made him out like that's it by design, so you would hate him and not the oppressor. You get the point? And he's telling this damn monkey whole time, don't trust this devil. You all up with this girl. You cannot trust their people, man. You can't trust. But the way how they make him out is almost throughout the whole movie, it's like he running game on the young boy and trying to put poison in his head. And, and you see everybody needs to love and love. Brother, and this bitch murdered people. Murdered them monkeys, killed them out, didn't give a damn. And listen, it's so heavy. And listen, I probably read into these movies too much. She killed the monkeys by drowning them. I don't know if y'all getting the point. There was a story this morning on the news talking about, of course, summertime. They're encouraging parents to get the kids to swim. They're saying amongst young kids, especially special needs kids and kids who have social anxiety, drownings have increased. So they go to the woman who's in charge of the summer camp to teach people to swim, and she says a 10-week course, and she said really the goal is not to teach people to swim, is to bring their stress levels down and their anxiety about water. She says she's not really caring about if you could swim at the end of the 10 weeks. She just wants to know that you're comfortable in the water, letting the water, run all over you, and you could go down in the water and stuff like that. That's progress for her. She said because across the board, and then she started to give the stats from the age groups. kids who come from this background, that background, and then they say adults. There's been a general increase in all black adults, meaning more black people is drowning because majority of black people can't swim. The percentage of black adults don't know how to swim. Now you come in this damn movie where it's really a black versus white thing, and in everything, there's weapons in the damn vault, There's tanks and bombs and shit. She drowned everybody. The monkeys can't swim easily. And you tell me white man is not the devil? He's telling you everything, how he think about you, who you are, even the infighting. You're also busy fighting each other. You can't see who the real oppressor is. And this one girl, no weapons, no nothing, outsmart everybody and kill everybody. That's the oppressor. That's who they are. That's them. Right, where we are.
Verse 13, sir.
Hold on, I think that's all I need. Hold on. Give me verse 15. Right, Shapat, you can take it over from me.
Okay.
Look at the brother. Rest. Give me verse 15.
Verse 15.
You got it?
Verse 15. What's that? We are 16, 15. For a while he will abide with thee.
Mm-hmm. So for a while, you press all abide with you. For a while. While you can roll that good tight blunt for them, they'll abide with you. You know what I mean? While you can get them, while you can teach them how to do the nice TikTok dances, they'll abide with you for a while. Go ahead.
Come. If thou begin to fail, it's like, if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry.
But as soon as you start having a little dip, that devil is gone. He's not tarrying. He's not tarrying. That's every manager of every rap group, of every R&B group. They're there for the windfall. But as soon as you hit that peak and you start dipping, they're gone. They break the group up and take the one, and they go on with that one. That's just every one of them. All right, keep going.
Okay, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips.
Right? Speaketh sweetly with his lips, meaning the language they're using is to disarm you. The language they're using is to get you to drop your guard, because it's like, oh, they're so nice. And something about this oppressor, he's very good at stammering and acting like a buffoon. And you start thinking he's harmless. No. You get the point. They're very, very good at that. I don't know, and stammering. Remember George Bush? George Bush used to stammer, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. And went to drop every bomb on Baghdad without hesitation. Kofi Annan, who was at that time was the president of the or the leader of the United Nations, told everybody, stand to hell down. Stand down. This whole attack, this is after the 9/11. George Bush got up in a national address of the nation and said, if you're not with us, you're against us. Bombs over Baghdad. The same bumbling, stumbling drunkard, he kills her. That's him. That's him. Go ahead.
But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Right, that's the whole movie there. I think most brothers in the truth will find the movie is trash. People in the world will think it's just so amazing because they can't see it coming. They're seeing this little dirty white girl. Excuse me, TikTok spare me, or the algorithm, whoever. They see this little dirty white girl running through hungry, and they're thinking it's an anomaly. They'll think, well, damn, what happened to her? And they got to be kind to her. Brother, she was the most murderous one in the whole damn show. I'm trying to tell you straight up and down. That little dirty white girl is a murderer. Mass murderer, too. Mass murderer. She done think the whole thing out because she hang around them and she watch how they move. She checking the strengths and the weaknesses. She staying out of sight, watching them, and she ain't letting you know what she could do. I guarantee you in the sequel or the second part, you would find out she was militarily trained to survive and do all type of shit. You'll find out that she ain't just some random white girl who got tired of seeing her people be cave people. You'll find out that they was training her in them bunkers and they sent her out there to do that shit. I guarantee you that shit. Right? Read that part again.
16. An enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit.
Go ahead.
He will weep with his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but if he finds opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Brother, she crying all kind of shit. Acting all hungry. It's like she's starving. And she waited for the right opportunity to destroy them damn animals. And all because, and she told them, when they asked her, why you do it? She said, I ain't living under no monkeys. She's like, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. She said, you used to be in cages. Monkeys like cages. He find a book showing them a book about the zoo. And he flipping through the pages. You see the giraffe, you see the lion. He see him in a cage. He stopped. He turned the page. He see a bigger monkey in a cage. He's like, what the hell is this shit? He don't know that they was in cages. She telling him flat out, we not being under you. This is after they done helped her. They done fed this broad, gave her clothes, save her from being destroyed. They was about to kill that brother. He ride a horse, pick her up, help her out. All this time, all that's in her mind is, I'm going to kill every one of them. Every single one of them as soon as the chance comes. Thus say the Bible. You get the point? Where we at? Right? Also, she found the opportunity and he will not be satisfied with blood. Now she done killed them, drowned, left, disappeared. Nobody know where the hell she gone. After they done, the hero shit happened, the little monkey, he saved some of the people. He go back to his place. You see her standing off by a tree with the horse in brand new clothes. I don't know where the hell she get them clothes from. But once again, clean. She clean now. And she's standing there. So it's looking like they're showing him her over there. They're like, look, she over there. So he look up. So he walks over to talk to her. And as he talking to her, I forget what she asked him, and he says something. He said, I think we had to find a way to live together. The original Caesar didn't like this shit. Some shit like that. Brother, and her countenance dropped. And you're thinking, okay, well, she feeling bad or something. And then the camera show you behind her back, brother, and she gripping the 38 right here, waiting to kill him, Mark. And walked off. I forget what she said in the end, but she's on a straight mission to kill everybody. And this dumb fool right here, I guarantee if that monkey was in tree today, he'd wear purple. He want to get down with everybody. He don't want to be separate. He loses his whole family, and this broad still riding around. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, she wasn't even satisfied with blood. The movie damn near encompassed the spirits of the oppressor. It really encompassed his whole spirit. It encompassed how simple we are as a people. Of course, the Planet of the Apes, the whole trope is the apes represent black people. And black people ruling, and white people losing their mind because you're supposed to be in a cage or in servitude, in slavery. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Once again, it starts off with them fighting each other. And they're all talking about they're smelling this white person. They're all talking about it, and then they start to accuse each other of harboring the white person because she's the one causing everything. And in everything in life, if you're paying attention to what Evangelist YAHANNA and generally everybody teaches, what the Bible says in life, you pay attention. If there's adversity between us, try to find where the devil is. See where he is first. See what the hell is going on. I told you all that Drake and Kendrick beef, it's not a real beef. It's not. This is some devil I'll come into your Shapat. This generation right now that consumes the world, right, is very driven by what he said, what he did. So that's why the beefs is dropping so fast, and they get more vile because that's what this generation likes. You understand? This is a generation that likes that type of thing. Those brothers are not really beefing. They're not really beefing. How could you tell Drake don't say nigga no more, and you let Eminem ride? You let was he Harlow guy? Something Harlow, Jack Harlow, John Harlow. He say I'm something, I forget his song he said, but he said nigga in his song. You could look up the lyrics. You know, you have a song where he's singing to the somebody online gonna know what I'm talking about. He have some song that was playing a whole lot. And he said, I'm not a something nigga. I'm something, I'm some nigga. Anyway, go ahead. I probably don't even know what I'm talking about too. Hell.
Book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shalt not escape the hands of God.
That's it. That's the prophecy for the oppressor. Like his time is coming where he's not going to be able to deny anything that's going on. He's not going to be able to deny nothing that he did, because everything is going to be plain and open for everybody to see that he really is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's him. It's him. Every single thing that's wrong, everything that we can't get right, everything that we can't fix, everything that we seem to, we always almost there. It's a continuation. Our life is a continuous road of we almost getting it right. Almost getting it right. It's because of him. It's because of him. Right? Let's get back to Ecclesiasticus. Slap you. You got it? Oh, we got him already. All right, go ahead. You anybody find the Jack Harlow song? I'm gonna look up the lyrics. Go ahead and read it.
Come, sir. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Right, and though, say again.
And though he pretend to help thee,
like the damn broad and the damn thing, and okay, even to put a white woman, which is like, you know, the movies, entertainment is like black man kryptonite. It's like that. The whole it's stereotypes. Like, why couldn't be a white man? Why couldn't be a white man? Because of course a white man would be more on defense. But this little white girl, she peeking from behind the damn tree. He threw an apple. All that dumb shit. And this bitch is pretending the whole goddamn time. The whole time. I think nobody in the truth could really watch the damn movie and really look at it. I think people in the world, they'll be like, damn, that was cold. She really about her people. These monkeys, they're out of control. I think that's how people in the world will consume the damn movie. But from the beginning, if you're a brother or sister in the truth, you are going to look at it from the start like, yeah, keep going on.
Yeah, shall he undermine
thee? And he will undermine thee. Go ahead.
He will shake his head and clap his hands
and
whisper much and change his countenance.
That's what happened. That's what happened. When she finally get close to everything that was going on, she started to check the hell out of them. She started to check them and stand off and say, we ain't going back in no cages. We was on top of y'all. Y'all was in cages. We're going to rule y'all. The king monkey said, listen, that's my vault. I found it. I don't care how your people had it after. I had it before. He said, that world is over. It ain't coming back. What's in there is mine, and I want it. She said that all that technology was never meant for y'all. Y'all, it was never meant for you. You're supposed to be in cages. That technology is ours. And then she destroy everything and kill everybody. Like, that's your oppressor. That's who he is. You get the point? Like, the movie, of course, for most people who go in to watch it, you probably mightn't be entertained, but it's definitely stuff you could visually unpack because of what you know. You get the point? You could visually unpack everything. But of course, you could just be like, it's a movie about monkeys and white people. And that's that. It ain't that serious. It's a serious for me. Hell, I want to get some slaves out. All right, but that's definitely it. And of course, as you watch on, you're gonna see way more things that you could pull precepts for. It's a good teaching tool, especially if you have kids, teenage kids who could grasp the thing. It's a good teaching tool to run through all them, those type of movies. You unpack the whole thing because it's definitely our story over and over again. You get the point? Now going back to what he said about he will not be satisfied, he will try to overthrow thee. He was talking about the how so many times in our history, as we try to make strides and move, he will intervene and move the goalposts or realign something. And now this week you have, I believe this is the week that celebrates 70 years of the anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education, right? Brown versus Board of Education. Anybody know what Brown versus Board of Education is? Come on, Shapat.
Slug, is that when it was the whole integrating with the black kids came to white schools?
It's to stop the segregation. It was about the desegregation of the public schools, right? Because those schools were segregated, where you had a white section and black section, essentially like a white school on the damn school compound, and separate gyms, separate classes, separate textbooks, separate bathrooms, right? There was 3 landmark cases. One is Plessy versus Ferguson, which is the ruling from that case was the prelude for Brown versus Board of Education. Plessy versus Ferguson, resulted in the separate but equal ruling, right? It could be separate but equal, and that gave rise to the segregated schools, which is where you get the Brown versus Board of Education. To be separate is not equal. Equal is together. You get the point? Equal is together, because before, I think Plessy versus Ferguson, if I'm not mistaken, was a slave who was trying to have his rights. Somebody could look it up. So those 3 is Plessy versus Ferguson, Brown versus Board of Education, and Roe v. Wade. Those was the 3 very landmark cases that changed America. That's why they're talking about Roe v. Wade even till today. It's still an election. It's still in politics. It's still in the election talk. They always bring it up, a woman's right to choose and this and that. So this week is Brown versus 70 years of Brown versus Board of Education. So now with Brown versus Board of Education, after that, the ruling, I think the Supreme Court voted twice to desegregate schools. And the second time, I forget exactly which one of them said it. But they said that you damn near had to desegregate schools with all swiftness. It's some language they use. I forget the phrase. Go ahead.
Like, so it's heavy how you talk about it, because it's like the main thing to be a politician and win your race is to allow something that the Lord hates. Like you putting money into the schools, that's not that big. You funding things that need to be funded, that's not that big. But you allowing a woman to say my body, my choice, or back then, the Lord don't want us to be amongst the heathen. You putting us together, that's against the Lord. That's a very big thing. And the other thing, your right to be whatever sexual preference you want. Right. You know what I mean? That's what gets you elected.
Well, okay. Once again, politicians, remember I told you the nations is hoes. Politicians, look up the definition of politician. I don't know if you'll find it there. It might be in one of them old dictionaries. It might be in an old dictionary. Do we have an old dictionary? The old Webster's? Check that bag if you don't mind. You can check it right on top there if you need to. I think it would be in there. It might that definition might be there. That's what I want. Right, but you're so right, like that. Those talking points have always been, enough to shift an election. right? There's always been enough. Even Trump changed his stance on Roe v. Wade a little, right? He changed his stance a little to get into the talk of it's possible. You had something? Go ahead and read out.
A person experienced in the art or science of government.
A person experienced in the art or science of government, right? That's one. That's not what I want. Let me hear what the second one says. Don't pack it back yet, no.
The second one says a person engaged in party politics as a profession.
Party politics, okay. Is it David Quash?
I believe so.
All right, let me hear.
B says a person primarily interested in political office or selfish or other narrow, usually short-sighted reasons.
No, that's on it. No, there's something else on top of that one. Hold on. What comes after? What comes first? O or R? LMNOP. O, right? Okay. All right. Y'all don't judge me, man. You're sitting back there talking about O or R. And no pork don't go in your mouth, though. That's what the hell I know. No, I'm gonna ask you where L come. Politician, all right, let me see. Hold on. It might be in this one. I know the older dictionaries tend to have them original meanings. All right.
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question about the 8 people surviving the flood, especially with Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Okay. All right, let me finish this. I'm gonna come right to you. All right.
Can.
I'm gonna come to you before we're done. Okay, it's not in this one. It had the same thing you just read about the selfish reasons, right? One of these dictionaries, this might be our one version. This is 10th edition. We have another version. It probably need camp equipment. That's the one with nigger in it. Because as the new edition. Okay, it's the same name, but the editions, as the editions get newer, they remove the meanings. Like the new editions of nigger mean ignorant. That's what they have in the Bible. The old Collegiate Webster's dictionary, it tells you nigger comes from the Latin word niger, which just means black. You get the point? No. That's too much. Okay, a politician is somebody who you could pay to talk. That's basically what the definition is, right? At their own selfish gain. So you could just pay this person to talk. That's why DC is famous for what? Lobbyists. You have a ton of lobbyists, right? You hang around DC enough, you're going to meet some lobbyists. And all they do is get big money from like Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, whoever else, and they go to the politicians and plead the case and let the politician know, hey, this company ready to donate $5 million if you talk about this issue. And that's why sometimes you see the Capitol Hill hearing or something, and somebody come up with some, weird off the wall thing, climate change and shit. You think that politicians give a damn about climate change? They're molesting every intern and snorting all the coke in DC. And tell me I'm not lying. Just today or yesterday, they found cocaine in the Capitol Police headquarters. Pull it up on the internet. Cocaine, Capitol Police headquarters. The Capitol Police they don't give a damn about no damn climate change. You understand? A politician, that's who they are. So what you're saying is so right, where whatever point they could push to make them get into office, they will say it. Go ahead.
Shalakia, right then, what is it? Genesis 25, where he sold his birthright for pottage because he want it right now. He don't care about later.
Even nothing about later. Whatever it is he wants, is money comes first, right? So of course, when the ruling came down, they said you have to desegregate the schools with all swiftness. I'm using how we would say it, but I forget how the language they use with. It was something like, clear judgment and clear, meaning you can't drag your feet on this. You have to desegregate these schools and make these black people sit in the same air-conditioned rooms or nice books, whatever it is you get in your children, they had to get, right? And they went ahead to perform that whole situation. So now you have integrated public schools, and what happened over time, right? Because I think Brown versus Board Education was in the 50s, 54, I think, 53, 54, right? Yeah, that's 70 years, right? Yeah, 70 years, 50, 54. What has happened to public schools since 1954? What do you mean?
Education-wise, education isn't as good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more violent, everything, and most white, a lot of white people, they either went to a separate school.
They went to public school. I mean, private school. They left the public school system and went to private school. I know the public school system is in shambles. The public school system is now heavily influenced by zip codes, basically, right? And what do I mean by that? Certain people live in zip codes, and the certain areas have a higher tax than other areas. And the tax, the money that comes from, I think, your property tax and something else goes directly to the funds available for the public schools in that area. So, of course, if you live in an area where the property tax is higher and the incomes are higher, there's more money available in those areas for public schools. But if you live in another area where the property tax is lower and, you know, it's just lower and the income is lower, there's less money available for public schools. So somehow this oppressor has always found a way to still segregate the schools, right? And that's why you have people from one area using an address in another area to send a child to a school over there because over there the school is better, when the ruling was supposed to be across the board for everybody. You get the point? Go ahead.
If I may, just going to public school all my life. 1 year I had to go live with my grandfather, right, in St. Mary's County, and then I went to this school called Great Mills, right, and I noticed just in that school alone, it was bright. I never knew that school would be that bright, right? In my school, like I had no problem going to sleep. You know what I mean? I couldn't go to sleep there; it was uncomfortable.
Listen, everything was, you know, so designed. It's by design. Everything with how the schools look, everything about it. And, you know, even with that, you still now have segregation. You still have, you know, what it is. Let me send you a video here to play before I get to the next question. Hold on. What's it send it to? The DC? Your Facebook? Okay. Okay, I just sent it to you. All right, see if you could pull it up and play the whole thing. This is the Christian Broadcasting Network, not those 700 club type people, and they were talking about it. Go ahead. You good? You need some more time? No, I'm too well.
Your child needs these three key factors to get into. There's one.
Well, this week marks the 70th anniversary of the landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision, Brown versus Board of Education. The 1954 case changed public education in America, declaring that separate was not equal and mandating desegregation. In Leesburg, Virginia, the fight for equality in schools began long.
That's Southern accent getting. He is equality. You want to say nigga? That's what it is. Right. This is in Leesburg, Virginia, not too far away, and they're going to show you some history on a segregated school at the time. You have it? You ain't had to skip it. The video short.
1941 until 1968, this building served as the only high
Happy
school for
Wall
Black
Road,
students in Loudoun County, Virginia. 88-year-old Jim Roberts remembers eating lunch in this gym, running down the court in many basketball games, and dancing at the Douglas High School prom.
Was it a fun experience coming to high school here?
Oh, yes, yeah. But I mean, you didn't want to miss school because you got to see friends and you made friends.
And you were on the basketball team.
You was on the basketball team. Oh, yeah.
And you said you never missed a prom.
No, never missed a prom. I went to prom all the years.
As a student in the 1950s, Jim didn't see segregation as much of an issue.
How can you miss something if you've never experienced it? That's my take on it.
It was the way it was, right?
This is the way it was. With the kids, we all played together, everything together. The only thing we didn't go to the same church and didn't go to the same school.
Before high school, Jim attended what was known as the Training School for Blacks in Leesburg. The building, which still stands today, was considered unsafe and did not have indoor plumbing. While Jim may have been too young to see the injustice, his mother and many others worked behind the scenes, attempting to make things right.
The real story of how Douglas High School came to be can be traced back to the parents and Black activists who were determined that their sons and daughters would receive a good education, no matter the
Now,
cost.
the pause right there, right? So you see what it's saying, right? This school was getting ready to fall down. The building was unsafe. They had no indoor plumbing. You use outhouses. But the parents is there, and the activists coming through because now it's clear who the enemy is. It's clear that they're doing something to us. Today, that argument is out the window, right? Recently, PG County had a whole, they was up in a fit because them kids went down on the National Harbor and, start breaking up glasses, looting, stealing, fighting. I think somebody got shot down there. And now they're saying they're going to fine the parents if these children are walking on the harbor after 3, I think, without supervision, under any teenager over 13 or something like that, or under 16, forget the age group. But now they're clamping down on it, and they don't understand why us as a people, from the kids with the parents, our society, our communities, is in shambles today. And it's really because of integration. That's really what it is. Go ahead.
Wouldn't give it to them. So they said, we don't have land for that. So they said, okay, so we're going to buy the land.
In 1938, the group formed the Countywide League, raising $4,000 to buy land for a high school.
Stop
the
right.
county, however,
so of course they went to the
build.
county. You might have to back it up some more, right? They went to the county to saying, listen, we ain't going, you don't want us there. We're going to build our own school, right? Which is, that's not what you hear when you hear about the civil rights movement and, fighting equality. You hear how we always wanted to go in their places. Our people wanted to build our own and get equal pay, fair pay, because they was paying them white boys more than they was paying us. That's what the whole thing was. And they would not let us be by ourselves. And that's to introduce Martin Luther King in the 50s to push this whole integration shit, but we want to sit in their businesses and stuff when these people here was trying to do for themselves, right? Go ahead.
Dollars to buy land for a high school. The county, however,
wouldn't
let them build on dollars. In 1938, the group formed the Countywide League, raising $4,000 to buy land for a high school. The county, however, wouldn't let them build on the land unless they owned it, and forced the league to sell them the land for only $1.
They had to give it
Play
to the school
that
system.
again. The white man is the absolute devil. You're all looking like, what? Yes. After they done raised the money and bought the land for $4,000, the county tell them, in order to have the school here, we had to own the land. You can't, own the land in the county and build a school. We had to own the land. Well, we have the land already. Buy it from us. Yeah, we'll buy it from you for $1. All that money they raise, gone. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to buy the land.
In 1938, the group formed the Countywide League, raising $4,000 to buy land for a high school. The county, however, wouldn't let them build on the land unless they owned it, and forced the league to sell them the land for only $1.
They had to give it to the school system for $1 if they were going to have the high school. After the high school was built, which it was, obviously, we're in it right now, there was no furniture. So the black community had to produce the furniture themselves. And that is emblematic of what was going on during the segregated era. So they were provided schools, but they were not equal.
Every day, Barbara passed a school that was beautifully done and had just been built that was for only white students. And she was forced, living in then a segregated Virginia, to go to a segregated black high school, which required her, every time it rained, to bring an umbrella just to sit in class.
During his address at Regent
What
University,
scripture is it? They got the school. They don't have no furniture. They had to build the furniture. And this is what was going on in the time of the segregation. And they would walk past all these nice white, these nice brand new schools with furniture and everything. And they couldn't go there. And they had to go to these segregated schools. That's it. That's the Lord. He'll bring you to jealousy with a people who are not a people, and a nation who is no nation. You watching them and you jealous. It's supposed to provoke you to come back to him. And that's what we had to learn as a people. We best learn that everything we're going through in life is because we done turned our back on the Lord. Everything. Everything. You examine your life, and wherever you think is lacking, you see where you are lacking in terms of giving the Lord what he wants. And brother, I guarantee you'll find that your bill ain't matching up. Your receipt and what you put out on your receipt ain't matching up. You'll see that that's what it is. The Lord wants his people back, and he'll frustrate the hell out of you until you turn back to him. Like that day was supposed to make us buckle down and say, we'll have our own schools and we'll turn back to the Lord. But Christianity, that Martin Luther King boy, he did a number on us where we wanted to just be next to the oppressor. That's it. We just, he put the whole fight on us to be just next to the oppressor and take whatever from him. And problems with him is better than problems with us, which is backwards as hell. Right? Keep playing. So let's get some more.
University's commencement, Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares recalled the story of Barbara Johns, who in 1951 saw the injustice of segregation and did something about it.
This 16-year-old girl got up at a student assembly and said, if you're tired of this, if you're tired of this injustice, please leave school now and march with me to the superintendent's office to demand change.
That march led to a group of lawsuits against school districts in Virginia, Kansas, South Carolina, Delaware, and the District of Columbia, which became Brown versus Board of Education.
What you may not realize is over 75% of the plaintiffs in that case were actually those plaintiffs led by Barbara Johns. They were Virginians.
Brown versus Board of Education is one of those landmark Supreme Court decisions that really changed the history in our country forever and for the good. It's important for us to have an appreciation for what that case did for us. I came along well after schools were desegregated, and I think about what my experience would have been had I not had the opportunity to come to know certain friends that I had.
She said the case did a lot for everybody and it was good. And the good she's talking about is that she made friends. Meanwhile, our production of professionals for our community declined. Totally declined. There's more black men and black women locked up in prisons now than in the 50s. The abortion is through the roof. I mean, everything that you would want for a society is gone or dwindling. But she says good because she was able to have black friends and be close to black people because, of course, we the stars. And we good for entertainment. We're good for a little dance, a little song. But we're not good enough to rule over you. We're not good enough to have our own and rule over you. Seek to kill us like the little white, dirty white girl in the damn movie. You get the point? They don't want that, but they would want you close enough to them where you could just be, entertainment or some little friend or whatever. Meanwhile, her people, went to the moon after this. After what? This 54, right? They went to the moon, what, 68, 69, somewhere around there? Yeah, they went to the moon about 15 years after this shit. They went to the moon. We can't even have our own anything. The Brown versus Board of Education was, it was supposed to be good for us. It definitely wasn't. It was a landmark case. I guess it had to happen. But as a people, we need to be totally separate from them. Totally separate from them. And listen, our schooling has to be different because we don't hear stories about. See, one story today, they said this girl, she was homeschooled. She entered college when she was 10, and she's 18 now, 17 now, and she have a doctor's degree, a doctorate. Just graduate, right? Because Hannah also brought out the I.S.U.P.K sister who is 11 years old, and they say her IQ is higher than Einstein, and she in college now. Like our people, we the stars of the earth. We don't need integration. We need you to leave us the hell alone. That's what we need. Don't bother us. Just leave us alone. We'll handle ourselves. But they can't do that part. Any more on the arm tape? Go ahead.
Is ruled unanimously in the landmark 1954 Brown decision. And the following year, they ruled unanimously again in a follow-up decision, instructing the states to begin desegregating with, quote, all deliberate speed.
That's the thing. All deliberate speed. Right? Meaning, don't drag your foot on this shit. That Supreme Court said, do this with all deliberate speed. Like, put haste to this thing. Be deliberate about desegregating these damn schools because, of course, this is precursor to the whole civil rights thing where things starting to go up in arms with the protests. They ain't trying to be caught up with more cases of this because they already ruled on it twice. Right? Go ahead.
Loudoun County held out until 1968. The county officially apologized to the Black community in 2020 for not fighting school segregation.
Loudoun County, Loudoun County is right out there in Virginia. I think recently they was in the news because some boy raped some girl in a bathroom. They just transfer him to our next school and let him do it again. I mean, I think they're ready to fire the superintendent over the thing, but they're covering up all the nonsense going on in the public school. You can look it up. Look up Loudoun County School LCS, whatever it is, the school board. Look up all the nonsense they're covering out there. They wasn't with the desegregation. They wanted to keep it segregated. They held out for 14 more years till 1968 and recently apologized for, putting Black people under extra stress. The white man is the devil. That's the end all and be all of it. And you should seek to get far away from him as possible. If you can't do it physically, definitely take your spirit out of this place like the Bible says. Any more?
Salakia, sir.
Somebody say Salakia?
Khan, sir. That's stupid.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would just want to make a note. My actual mother's parents, my grandfather and my grandmother, went to Douglas High School.
See? Listen, now we need to get some interviews up, right?
Well, I only got one. I'm gonna get my grandfather. He's the only surviving one right now. So
yeah, you gotta get him to talk about them times, and I think the school right now where they show there where the brother is like a tourist attraction. You could go there and video. It's like a little museum, right? The old school is part of the the history of the place. You could go there and get some video of it. You know what I mean? Any more? To water too, my friend. Let me just hear a little bit more. Could probably skip ahead.
The school building houses other educational programs and serves as a museum to the original all-Black high school. When giving walking tours of Douglas, Robert says he's always asked the same question.
What was here before? What was here before? So this being here, this is a monument to the Black community and to all of America, the struggles that we went through.
Roberts, who would join the Navy after high school and work at a number of jobs throughout his life, says that while we've come a long way in race relations, it's only faith in God that will see you through.
The thing that I think of when I read my Bible, and I see it through all the way through the Bible from Genesis, is the word truth. Truth will prevail. Regardless, it might take a while to do it, but the truth will prevail.
Wendy Griffith, CBN News, Leesburg, Virginia.
Yeah, the truth will prevail. The truth is the white man's the devil, but you ain't ready for that truth. You ain't ready for that truth at all. You know what I mean? I think there's a little bit more. They talk about, the segregation with the church. They say the church is so segregated, all that type of stuff. The real thing is segregation is absolutely healthy. It's a healthy thing, and we should self-segregate. We shouldn't beg them to segregate us. We should just do it ourselves. The Chinese don't beg. They just go and make Chinatown and spend money with themselves. The Ethiopians do the same thing. The East Indians do the same thing. The Jewish man does it. Nobody says he's racist. We should just self-segregate and look within and do everything amongst ourselves, for ourselves, with ourselves. And you'll see where this plays. And of course, obey the Lord, and we'll see where this place goes. All right. Trinidad, what question you all had? Last one before we roll. About the flood?
Thank God, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it one more time.
Well, I want to find out, right, with Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right?
Right.
How they end up multiplying. I want to know, like, if when Shem children now maybe went on to Ham children and Japheth children, like if there was like multiplying that way.
Yeah. So it's Noah, his wife, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, their wives, right? So it's three brothers. So the brothers will make children. Ham will make Hamites, Shem will make Shemites, Japheth will make Japhites. Whichever male marries, that's what the child is. Now, those children are what now? Cousins, right? You all following me? Cousins are lawful in the Bible. Just don't go tear up the family reunion today. Just leave your cousins alone. It's very big. The family is so big now. You probably got a cousin. The Brazilian is your cousin. The Jamaican is your cousin. St. Lucian is your cousin. The sister in Chicago is your cousin. The brother in Florida is your cousin. The family is big now, so you don't have to go in your immediate family. You're sitting down there in the barbecue, looking at the tail walking through the door. Nigga, that's your cousin. Leave her alone. Now, that cousin, your first cousins is lawful. Tobit, you know the story in Tobit in the Apocrypha. Everybody familiar with it? Tobias, which is Tobit's son, he had first rights to that sister who had them demons, who was killing them husbands. That was his cousin. Jacob, go ahead. Wasn't Jacob and Rebecca? Isaac and Rebecca, Jacob and Rachel, right? Cousin, they were all cousins, right? I think Jacob's mother, Laban was his mother's brother. Laban's daughter, Rachel and Leah, were his cousins. Same thing with Isaac. That's lawful. It's not necessary though. You get the point? It's necessary. The family is small. You're trying to keep it. That's as close as it could get without getting seriously challenged children, which comes from the incest with brother and sister. But the first cousins, that's fine, that's lawful. So that's how they would multiply. So if Ham has sons, Japheth and Shem might have daughters, and they take them, whatever. Remember, the seed comes from the man. You get the point? Not the woman. So of course, from there is how it grew. You understand?
Thank God.
Right? Remember, there's nobody else on the earth at this time. It's not like with Lot. When Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, Lot's daughters thought that was it. There was nobody else on the earth, which is not true. There was other people on the earth. It's not like with Cain and Abel. When Cain got banished, he went to the land of Nod and got another wife. Took two wives. At this time, that was it. Everybody comes from them. That's why the Bible says everybody comes from Adam. The reason everybody comes from Adam is because Noah is a direct descendant of Adam. And then Noah had 3 sons, and everybody comes from Noah, and Noah comes from Adam. That's how everybody comes from Adam. You understand? You understand, Shah? Yeah, so that's how it would multiply. It multiplied like that, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually you started having the tribes, and then you had the nations. So you have a family of Hamites, maybe 50 people. Then they grew and come bigger to a tribe, and then they grew and come bigger to a whole nation. So that's Ham over there, and Shem over there, Japheth over there, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. In essence, we all cousins. Really, that's what it is. It's brothers and sisters, children. That's who we are. We children of brothers and sisters. You get the point? We're all cousins. It's a whole family. It's just it's so far and wide now. It's fine, but you don't have to go and you say, well, the Lord say cousins is lawful. Says, come on, you don't have to do that shit right now. So, and same way for the sisters, hell, right? But that's how it happened, sure. All right. Anything else? No sweat, Doc, no sweat. Anything else, or we good to go?
We good to go there.
All right, most high in Christ. With that's it online too. I ain't want to go know that. That's it. With that, pass the class over to preset officer SHALAM.
I.S.U.P.K security announcers. We're the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're here to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find us in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ishra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath. Feast of Unleavened Bread, sundown. Sunday, April the 28th, 2024. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. Monday, June the 17th, 2024. Start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. Remind Akman Akwati and check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say I-mightium, which means to stand. Ladies, you may remain, sisters, you may remain seated. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. In the Israel, Martin Shabbat, Michael, Baruch, Yahammah, Saw, which means to turn. Sisters, you may stand. I'm Michael. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Martin Shabbat, Mighty, Baruch, How Shema Latam Bashimi Yahammah, Yahammah, Classy Smith.